Let's talk about illegal immigration for a second. I'm the most qualified person to talk about this subject. You know why? Because I'm an immigrant all the way from Zambia to the United States, legally been here ever since I entered. Let me backtrack. Ever since I applied for my first visa to come to the US, had to pay to be here, and I love it. More than 10 years in the country. Yeah, that's what it takes. You have to pay. But I'm going to play some of these clips so you can see what's going on in LA, because there's been a lot of protests from people. Obviously, this is highly expected. Why would we not expect people in LA protesting for these immigrants? They're riding for them. You know what comes with this? The sheer disappointment. So watch this.
But just to give you a sense, that's Aliso Street, right? We were there at 6 o'clock. People were blocking the intersection there, and we saw this huge swarm of LAPD kind of come up that street to try to dissipate the crowd. And guess what happens? You move the crowd from that location, they end up at another location. And because it's been so packed over here, they were able to essentially block this entire intersection here, and that's where they have been sitting for the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. If we turn back around real quick, you can see police, LAPD has gotten a good control on trying to block traffic. For the entirety of the afternoon we've been out here, these roads have been open to cars. Now, not to say cars are moving or cars are moving particularly fast, but many of them were protesters, and you had some other people within the crowd trying to drive through. So people have been walking through, weaving their way through crowds. Now it seems LAPD has gotten to the point where they have this crowd on this intersection here, and most of the streets in the immediate vicinity kind of shut off.
Okay.
We're not criminals. We just want to work. A lot of people just want to work. We all want to survive. I'm out here to represent for my people. I'm out here to be the voice for the people that have been silenced out of fear. I'm out here to keep pushing.
Thousands of people took to the streets of downtown LA protesting President Donald Trump's illegal immigration policies. The demonstration started on Olvera Street with a march to City Hall early Sunday afternoon. LAPD ordered multiple street closures in the area as the moving protests grew in size. It eventually shut down the 101 as demonstrators took their rally to the freeway. With Mexican and Central American flags waving, signs referencing the president's stance on immigration, explosions of fireworks, and chants of Si se puede, their message loud and clear against the president's promise of mass deportation.
This really hurts. Like, seeing everybody go through this thing, like I have family members, I got friends that have to go through all this stuff, and it just hurts. The hate, honestly, all this new laws that Trump is trying to bring into this world, like this is not what we're really like looking for.
Since taking office, President Trump has signed multiple executive orders cracking down on illegal immigration. In Los Angeles, ICE has begun deportations, a fear for many who showed up to this protest. In a post on X, LAPD says the demonstration is non-permitted, and by 6 p.m., the department declared it an unlawful assembly and began to close in on protesters.
Look at this. This is beautiful. This is all the people. We are the people. Power to the people.
Por segundo día consecutivo, cientos de manifestantes
Can't understand what they're saying.
Outrage at an Orange County high school. Students take a stand after a school.
So essentially, we see what's going on, right? Everybody is trying to protest. Everybody's trying to come together. Everybody's trying to say, oh, no, we are not happy. We have families here. This is not what we're looking for as people. We are not criminals. Oh, really? You are not a criminal? Not according to, oh man, I love this. First of all, not according to Section 8, okay, of the Constitution. So, oh man, this is insane. Being here in the United States unlawfully, under Section 8, it is a crime to enter the United States without authorization. It's a crime to enter the United States at a time or place other than what immigration officers designate. It's a crime to enter the United States after being removed or deported. Here's the thing. Just because you come to the United States illegally, you enter here illegally, looking for work and not committing other crimes, does not mean that initially you are not a criminal. The fact that you avoided entering the country without the proper documentation, skipping every single step of acquiring the documents needed to be here legally, makes you a criminal. It makes you a criminal, and you are subject to any of these things: being arrested, being detained, and also being deported. So just because somebody entered the United States and they had a child who at this point is a citizen does not mean that the parent is also a citizen. You are not protected by the Constitution. You are a criminal, and as a criminal, you are subject to every rule, every law written in place for all criminals. You have to face justice just like every other criminal. Every single offense has its own penalties, and whatever penalty is subject to that particular crime, when you catch up to that crime, you just have to face the music at that point. That law applies to you. Do you know why I had to apply to come into the United States legally? I didn't want to subject myself to those issues. I knew if I was going to be here in the United States and enjoy the freedom, not having to argue with anyone, not having to look over my back, over my shoulder, not having to worry about anybody investigating me, not having to worry about being removed or having to cry what my family is thinking, or if I can even bring my family over here, or having everybody worried sick about me, I had to follow the proper procedures. I don't have to like it. I don't have to like paying thousands and thousands of dollars in immigration fees to have my documents processed, but it is the requirement. And if I skipped over that requirement, heck, if I just overstayed, I subject myself to those penalties. It is what it is. I don't have to like it. But that's what the United States of America require for anybody to be here, as long as you are a foreigner, to be here legally. That's what they require. So what's the fuss about? That's one thing I haven't understood. Just because you want to work doesn't mean that you get the right to work. Just because you want something doesn't mean that you're going to get it. Get up today as an American, go to Mexico and say, I'm establishing myself. I'm going to get me a house and I'm going to get me the best job in that company because I just want to work. I'm not a criminal. Give me everything. Give me healthcare. Give me a piece of land. Let me stay here. Give me food stamps. And see what happens. See if you're going to get that. Why is it that everybody is trying to leave their country and come here to enjoy the freedom, to enjoy the luxury, living their own space and harboring the United States, just flocking here and expecting to just get handouts, pretty much a free ride to citizenship, skipping over every single step? Well, do it in your country. If America is that so bad right now that you don't like what they're doing, you don't like their laws, and you have the stupid Democrats funding this, pouring in so much money into this. I mean, how dumb can we be? So now you have all these sanctuary states flooded with immigrants. The crime rate goes up. Now you don't have enough police officers. Now you can't defend. You see these videos where they just break into the stores and they just grab things. They just grab stuff. They just grabbing. You see those videos? They just grab. They just grab. It's just like dine and dash. What are we doing? What are we doing? 10 years from now, United States is going to be Mexico. Now you have a whole parade. You have a standoff. Go back to your own country at that point. If I begin to act up so bad, if I don't like what United States is doing to me, because I'm here legally, I'm free to also leave and go back. So it's insane to me that we even have to have this discussion because people chose to come here illegally. And now they expect the government to bend to their will and say, oh, yeah, because you entered, so we're just going to keep you. We're just going to keep you because you entered here. You're not a criminal. No, your initial entrance of skipping every single requirement makes you a criminal. So by definition, unlawful immigrants, illegal immigrants, it's the same thing, by the way, is a criminal and they can be deported. End of discussion. It's that simple. Very simple. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys on the next clip. Okay? Do not let these Democrats fool you into believing otherwise. No, not at all.